Hi guys, for today's video, I'm going to be showing you all the books that is on my physical TBR. And I just finished counting how many I have, and I have about 98 books that I have not read yet, that I physically own. So that's a lot. And I just keep buying more books. But I'm not sorry. Let's get started. So the first two books I'm going to show you is science fiction. They're the only science fiction books I own and have not read still. I actually saw the movie because it also has a movie. So I saw that and I enjoyed it. And I thought, I'm going to try the book out because the book is always better than the movie. But I am scared that I'm not going to like it because I've never read science fiction before. So we'll see how that goes. I do plan on reading it. I've had it for a while now though. Dune. I got Dune, the first one, and then I got Dune Messiah, which I think this is the second book. And I don't like how, see, this one's like big and then this one's like little, like excuse me. I don't like that. I want to read it, but I don't at the same time because I'm just, it's very intimidating. But yeah. If you guys have read these, let me know, and if you guys like them and if I should give it a chance. Okay, now we're getting into horror/thriller, which I do have quite a bit of those ones. So these were actually also my mom's, maybe as well, and she had them for like years. They're a little worn. But the first one is Stephen King, The Shining. I saw the movie. I actually didn't like the movie, so I don't know if I'm gonna like the book. I might. There's a good chance I could like the book. I like horror, so I'll give it a chance at some point. A lot of the horror that I'm about to show you is all Stephen King. So I've never heard of this one. I like this cover. It's very eerie, but it's Different Seasons. I have no idea what it's about. I have no idea what most of these horror books are about. I just know that it's by Stephen King, and of course, anything by Stephen King, I'm gonna buy it. It's Stephen King. Like what? This. Like the wording is so tiny. And then I got Gerald's Game. I saw this movie. What? That's all I gotta say about it. What? That's all I'm gonna say. So this one I think is actually dual writing by Stephen King and Peter Straub? I don't know if I'm saying that right, I'm sorry. But it's called Black House. I have no idea what this is about. This one definitely looks like it'll be terrifying. But you know what? That's okay. That's why we got horror books. And then I also got Rose Madder. So yeah, Rose Madder. Again, not a single clue what it's about. Okay, it's about this girl named Rosie who was in an abusive relationship for like 14 years, and she finally like gets the courage to leave him. The guy is like trying to track her down, like he's very, very aggressive. And it's basically just, and she's just trying to escape him because he's after her. And I guess her husband in here is actually a police officer, so that makes things difficult. That's what this is about. So this I wouldn't exactly say it's a horror, maybe. I feel like this will probably be more towards like a thriller. Yeah, I think this one's more of a thriller, but I guess they're kind of the same thing, horror, thriller. Or would you say they're kind of different? They're a little different. But this one, I'm gonna say this is more of a thriller. And then I actually got this one at Barnes & Noble, which is If It Bleeds. So this, I want to say, has short stories. There's a few short stories in here. So I think it's 3 short stories. It's the short stories: Mr. Harrigan's Phone, The Life of Chuck, and Rat. This one actually isn't a horror. This is actually a book, a memoir, I think, of Stephen King. A memoir of the craft on writing. I saw this at a Goodwill. Instantly wanted to get it. I love memoirs, and I did not know Stephen King had one. I'm really excited to read this. Here's the cover close up. Then there's The Revival. Got this at Goodwill. The spine is like cracked. Like, see this? Like, it's It's fully cracked. Oh my goodness, look at the inside, like the pages. Oh my goodness. Anyways, yeah, I have no idea if I'll end up reading this. Maybe. I might do a reading horror books for a week or something. Maybe. Maybe I'll do that. I'll do like reading Stephen King for a week. Okay. I think we're gonna do that. Okay, that was all the Stephen King books. Alright, moving on, because now we got Anne Rice. And she is the author of Queen of the Damned, which, if you guys have not heard of Queen of the Damned, it's a vampire book. I think it's a series. Like, I think there's more books in it. But it's about vampires, and they also made a movie. And that has always been my all-time favorite vampire movie. I love it. But I've never read the book. And I've never read any other Anne Rice books, so I'm really excited for this. She also wrote Interview with the Vampire, and that is also a movie. I've never seen it though, but I would like to read this and then watch that. I think that one has doesn't it have Brad Pitt in it? Tom Cruise. No, not Tom Cruise. Christian Bale? No, I think is it Brad Pitt? I don't know. But I do want to read some of her books. Yeah, maybe if I do like reading horror books for a week, I'll add some Anne Rice in there. That'd be fun. And my all-time favorite movie I've ever watched, Queen of the Damned. This was so good. I mean, I've never read the book, but the movie, so good. So it's basically just about this vampire named Lestat. I'll just leave it at that. Which I like his name, Lestat. I think that's kind of cool. That does scream like vampire, though. I think this is also in the Queen of the Damned, I guess, series. I don't really know. It's called The Vampire Armand, and Armand, I want to say, is in Queen of the Damned. I think he's the vampire that turned Lestat. I think. I could be completely wrong. And then, okay. So, I have the pocket book of Interview with the Vampire, but I also have it in this regular size Interview with a Vampire. And I prefer this one. I like this one. Not just because of the size, but I really do like the cover. It's very sleek, and I like the red. So I got this one, and then look at that. I got The Vampire Lestat. And yeah. So this is about Lestat. I believe this is his, story. Maybe on how he became a vampire. Now we're getting into some thrillers. Okay, so this series is very popular, and I know I'm running late. I haven't read it yet. I want to a lot, and I can't wait till I do because I hear it's so good. And it's turning into a TV show, and I gotta get to it. I gotta get through this book so I can actually watch the TV show when it comes out. But that is A Good Girl's Guide to Murder series. I got all 4 books because I also got the little novella, which I just discovered that they have. And some people say, I don't think it really matters how you read it, but some people say to read Killjoy first because this is before the kids in here. But I don't think I'm going to do it that way. I kind of want to read this first and then I'll just read this last. Whatever. I don't think it really matters. But I'm really excited to read this. I've heard amazing things about this. I cannot wait to read this. I don't remember where I got this book, but this is Arrowwood and the Meeting House Murders by Mick Finley. I think this one might actually be a horror. This isn't a thriller. I think this one's actually a horror. Okay, so the Times wrote, think Sherlock Holmes is the only detective working in Victorian London. Meet William Arrowwood. Okay, I really gotta read more horror. Okay, so I am a romance girly through and through. I have more romance books than I do thrillers. This book I've actually had since high school. And I don't think I've ever read it. I might have. Maybe, I don't know. But it's called Prom Nights from Hell by Stephanie Meyer, Kim Harrison, Meg Cabot, Lauren Miracle, and Michelle Joff. This is by Stephanie Meyer. She's one of the authors. She sounds really familiar. Did she write a really popular book? I can't think of it. Let me know if you know who that author is, because I swear I've heard that before. Okay, so it's short stories. It's like novellas on here. So it's 5 amazing authors, 5 unforgettable stories. Oh my goodness! I just read... Okay, it tells you the authors and their book, like their most popular book on here. Stephenie Meyer wrote Twilight. Oh my goodness. Okay, so that's kind of fun. I didn't know. Okay. Sorry for that little freak out. Oh my goodness. Duh. Okay. This one I've also had since high school. Never read it. Chain Letter by Christopher Pike. That kind of makes me think of I Know What You Did Last Summer. You guys ever seen that movie? Good movie, by the way. But that's what this makes me kind of think of. This one I got at Barnes & Noble. Book of Knives by Lisa Haynes. I don't think I read the back of this when I bought it. I just saw the cover and I'm like, I'm gonna get it. I have a habit of doing that. Wait, do you guys ever judge a book by its cover and then be like, I'm gonna get it just based on its cover? Because I do all the time. Okay, so the little blurb right here, like not this, but this right here, the red, it says, there are 13 knives, one by one, they begin to disappear. Okay, just by that, I'm a little intrigued. Okay, next up is an Agatha Christie book, and that is And Then There Were None. I have read one other book by her, and that was The Man in the Brown Suit. I actually didn't like that. This one, though, I hear is really good. This one is a recent purchase. Well, I wouldn't say recent, but like maybe a couple months ago. That's pretty recent, right? Yeah, like about 2 or 3 months ago I got this, and that is The Girl Who Lived by Christopher Grayson. I've never heard of this book. I honestly saw the cover and I was a little intrigued because I mean she's running and I want to know what she's running from, like what's going on. And I read this little blurb on the back. 10 years ago, 4 people were brutally murdered, 1 girl lived. No one believes her story. The police think she's crazy. Her therapist thinks she's suicidal. Everyone else thinks she's a dangerous drunk. They are all right. But did she see the killer? I read that and I was like, all right, I'm going to get it. Because I have to know what happens. The Hiding Place by David Bell. I really like this cover. It's very eerie. I like it. It's cool. This is a Book of the Month book. I don't have Book of the Month. I would eventually like to get it, but I don't have it. Again, I got this at Goodwill. Reckless Girls by Rachel Hawkins. I want to read this spring or summer because it's very like beachy and like spring-esque. This is another Book of the Month book. This is Sign Here by Claudia Lux. I know it's based in hell is basically what this is. A darkly humorous, surprisingly poignant, and utterly gripping debut novel about a guy who works in hell. Literally. Girl in the Ice by Robert Brinza. I think that's how you say it. This was actually a Christmas gift. My brother got this for me. My foot is asleep. So this author I've heard great things about, and I know a big popular book for her is Rock, Paper, Scissors. So, which another book I want to read by her. His and Hers by Alice Feeney. I got this at Savers, which is another thrift store. I got it for I think like $3. There are 2 sides to every story, yours and mine, ours and theirs, his and hers. Which means someone is always lying. Luckiest Girl Alive by Jessica Knoll. As soon as the movie came out, I purchased it on Amazon because I wanted to read the book before I saw the movie. I still haven't seen the movie, and I still haven't read this book. I love this cover, though. The Lion Game by Ruth Ware. I heard great things about her, too. I believe I have another book by her somewhere in this pile. This is also a Reese's Book Club pick. The Other Woman by Sandy Jones. This is also another Reese's Book Club pick. He loves you, but she loves you not, and she'll stop at nothing. I'm assuming it's about maybe a crazy bride. That's what I'm getting from the cover. The one by John Mars. It's also a TV series. The Younger Wife by Sally Hepworth. There we go. Yeah, I heard great things about this as well. Not the book, but by her. I heard great things about this author. I haven't heard anything about this book. There is a book that I know is a Book of the Month pick. The Soulmate. I really want to read that. That one sounds good. The Silent Wife by A.S.A. Harrison. It says it's better than Gillian Flynn's Gone Girl. And I hear that a lot of people like Gone Girl. I've never read it. I saw the movie, that was good, never read the book. But if it's better than that, then sign me up. The Girl on the Train by Paula Hawkins. This is also a movie. Never seen it. A Stranger in the House by Shari LaPena. Is that how you pronounce it? A present she can't remember, a past that won't let her go. This is the other Agatha Christie book that I have, which is Murder on the Orient Express. I believe this is also a movie. Never seen it. I heard great things about this book too. I also really like the covers. And I like, okay, so I really think this is cool, but you see the edges, like the paper? It's like, I don't know what you would call this, like frayed? I don't know, but I really like it. I think that's kind of cool. All right, that's all the horror and thriller books that I got. All right, next is fantasy, which is becoming my new favorite genre. I don't really have a whole lot because I just really started to get into fantasy and I'm living for it. A Court of Silver Flames by Sarah J. Maas. I have read all the other ones, but this one. I just finished A Court of Frost and Starlight last month, and I needed to take a little break from this universe because there are other books I wanted to read, and I was like, you know what? I'll hold off on it for now. But I hear this one is like a lot of people's favorite in the series, so I'm really excited to read Nesta and Cassian's story. Incarcerum by Catherine Fisher. This I've had for years. I think I've actually had this since middle school. Just never gotten rid of it because I was like, I'm going to read it eventually, and then I never do. And if I'm being honest, I don't know if I will ever get to it. This book I just picked up at Walmart. Light Lark by Alex Astor. So there's this one, and then there's Nightbane, which is the second book of this. I heard about this because I saw a clip, it was on YouTube, of Alex Astor on the Kelly Clarkson show, and she was talking about this book. So I was like, well, now I want to read it. Okay. So the next is 2 books in a series. I still need to get the third one, and I haven't even read the series yet. I tend to do that. Like, I'll buy a series before actually reading the first book. Especially if the series is, like, well-known and people like it, then, like, I bet maybe I'll probably like it, you know? So I'll just buy the whole series. That's Caraval and Legendary. This one I think might be my favorite one. Like, the cover. But I cannot wait to read this. I heard great things. I really want to read the Once Upon a Broken Heart series, and I almost purchased that before I bought these, but I heard that you should read these before that series, so I gotta get on that. Fantasy is so fun. I love it. I don't know. I was gonna say, I think I like it more than romance, but that would just be a lie. But it is becoming one of my new favorite genres. I got this one actually at Goodwill for only $4. It's The Cruel Prince by Holly Black. I heard great things about this. It's the first book in the series. I guarantee you I'll probably end up buying the other books before reading this one. Okay, this I got at Goodwill. This is Wicked by Gregory Maguire. So I got this at Goodwill because, my all-time favorite movie I have loved since I was a kid and will still love to this day and still watch to this day is The Wizard of Oz. It's my all-time favorite movie. So I saw this and I was like, well, I want to read Wicked. Because this is about the Wicked Witch of the West. It's got pictures of the play and everything in here too. I got this a while ago. Like probably a year or 2. And I still haven't read it. It's because there are just so many books out there that I want to read. And I have a problem. The next is a very popular fantasy series. Can you guys guess what it is? Can you guess? Can you? If I can get all the books. Hold on. Okay. It's a pretty well-known series. And that's Harry Potter. I thrifted all of these. The only book that I've read in the series is the first book, Chamber of Secrets. The second book, Prisoner of Azkaban. The Goblet of Fire. I just recently got this one. It's like I guess kind of like a special edition one. But what's funny is that I literally have 2 of these, but they're different. See, like this is like the older cover, which is still pretty cool. Like that's pretty cool. But this one is definitely my favorite. Harry Potter and the Order of the Phoenix. Harry Potter and the Half-Blood Prince, which is the 6th one. 3. The only one I need is the 7th one. So they're all the same size besides the second book, and that really bothers me. Next is another fantasy series that I haven't even read the first book yet, and I have just about all the books in the series, and I got it at Goodwill, like most of my books. That is The City of Bones. It's another YA fantasy read. So it's The City of Bones, which is the first book. City of Glass, which is book 3. I don't have book 2 yet. I need to get it. City of Fallen Angels, which is book 4. City of Lost Souls, which is book 5. And City of Heavenly Fire, which is book 6. I want to say there's like, I think 2 or 3 more books in the series. But I love these covers. These are really cool. I actually like the hard covers of this. The only one that's not a hardcover is the first book, and that really irks me, but we're just gonna ignore that. Now we're getting into romance. Okay. My all-time favorite genre. Love in Other Words by Christina Lauren. I just found out that it's actually 2 authors, Christina and Lauren, but they just combine them, Christina Lauren. I love that. I hear a lot of people rate this 5 stars. I have not read it yet, and I know I'm super late. My bad. This one's thrifted. This is All the Feels by Olivia Dade. I saw this cover and had to get it because that is adorable. I love cartoon covers. Another cartoon cover, Get a Life by Chloe Brown, which is by Talia Hibbert. Saw the cover and I was like, I'm gonna go for it. Then One Last Stop by Casey McQuiston. I also have Red, White, and Royal Blue. I have not read that one either. I've never read a Casey McQuiston book before, but I got it. 2 by 2 by Nicholas Sparks. He is one of my favorite authors. He's so good. I rated a few of his books 5 stars. The Wish by him. Go read that. That's a 5-star read. And See Me by him. That's also a 5-star read. I also have Savage Lover by Sophie Lark. This is the 3rd book in the Brutal Birthright series. I've read the 2 books, Brutal Prince and Stolen. Brutal Prince is my favorite one. I love Cal and Ada. So the next 4 books is actually classics that I just got on Amazon. And they are gorgeous covers. We got Little Women, Anne of Green Gables by L.M. Montgomery, Heidi by Joanna Spiery, A Little Princess by Frances Hodgson Burnett. I got 2 summer reads right here that I would like to get to this summer. I have heard about this author, but I've never read it before. Sunset Beach by Mary Kay Andrews. And then also by her, I have Hello Summer. I really like this cover. This one's my favorite. Another thrifted book, Donut Fall in Love with Me by Jackie Liu. But cute. I love the cartoon covers. They get me every time because that's the reason why I got it. That and the cheesy title. I live for it. Love and Gelato by Jenna Evans Welch. Again, I want to read this summer. This is also a movie, by the way. I haven't seen it, but I do want to. I want to read this and I want to watch the movie. The X Talk by Rachel Lynn Solomon. I really want to read this. This sounds so fun. Although I hear a lot of people don't like this, and that makes me a little sad and a little nervous. But I'm actually excited to read it because it's like about these 2 radio show hosts that pretend to be exes. It just says, instead of fake dating, it's fake exes, and that is just awesome. This book is a Reese's Book Club pick, and a lot of people rate this 5 stars. 7 Days in June by Tia Williams. I just recently got this. This is also thrifted. I cannot wait to read this, and I'm predicting right now that this is going to be a 5-star read. The Last Love Note by Emma Gray. I really love this cover. The Catch by Amy Leah. I hear that this is like the 2nd book in like a series though, but you can read it as a standalone. A grumpy lobster fisherman tosses a fashion influencer's impeccably curated life overboard in this charming romantic comedy. This I got in a blind date with a book at a local bookstore. Drunk on Love by Jasmine Guillory. Okay, this one I have mixed opinions on. Well, mixed feelings on because I read the first book and I enjoyed it. Like, it's a 3-star. I read it, I liked it. But it's not something I would read again. Walking Disaster, which is the 2nd book. I only got it for like $2. I'm gonna be completely honest, I don't know if I will read it, but I got it because I'm just like, maybe I'll give it a chance. But if I'm just not feeling it, I just won't read it, you know? This is like a Christmas book. Let It Snow by John Green, Maureen Johnson, and Lauren Miracle. I guess it's 3 holiday romances. I saw the movie. Love the movie. It was so cute. I've had this for a while now. And I'm going to be completely honest, I don't know if I'm ever going to get to it. I'm going to save it for next Christmas. And maybe I'll read it. Fully enjoyed the movie. Maybe that's why. Because I saw the movie and I'm like, no, I just don't want to read the book. I don't know. But we'll see. Wuthering Heights by Emily Bronte, which is a classic. And I'm trying to get into classics. I want to get into classics. Feels Like Family, Sweet Magnolias Feels Like Family by Cheryl Woods. This is actually the third book in the series. Didn't know that when I got it. I mean, maybe I'll get the first book in the series and stuff and try it out. I love the show, though. This is a show on Netflix. Oh my goodness. That really scared me. So, my son has this, like, basketball, like, mini little basketball hoop that we have attached, suction cup to the wall, and it just fell, and it scared me. Oh my goodness. Okay, back to it. So, yeah, I'll maybe try it out. Show's good, maybe the book will be good. This is Pride and Prejudice by Jane Austen. I tried to read it. I DNF'd it. I want to pick it up again, though, and try it again. I think it's the Old English that gets me. I don't know if I can handle it. I want to read it, though. So, I will pick it up again. I'm not gonna get rid of this. Okay, so this is just a different copy of Wuthering Heights by Emily Bronte. Okay, so I'm gonna be honest, I don't know if this is actually the same book. I think it might be maybe like I think this might be about sisters. This book was actually recommended to me years ago by my mom. This is her like all-time favorite book. It made her sob. Message from Nam by Danielle Steele. I will get to it eventually. This was her favorite book, and I will read it. This one I just recently got at Target, which is In the Likely Event by Rebecca Yarros. The only other book I read by her was The Last Letter. That was so good. Go read it. That's a 5-star read. I cried. First I'll show you is Grey by E.L. James. So I read the first two in the 50 Shades of Grey trilogy. So I stopped in the middle of the third book, and I haven't picked up since, and that was like a year ago. I think this is about fully just Christian Grey and his life and stuff. I don't know if I'm going to read it. I'm going to be completely honest. I mean, if I haven't picked up yet, I might not. And then this is also The Misses by E.L. James. This is actually a duology, I want to say. Like, the first book is called The Mister. I would need to read that before I read this. We're almost done. It is going to take me a while to finish editing this. So Dear Evan Hansen by Val Emick with Stephen Levinson, Benj Passat. I don't know how you say that last name. I'm so sorry. And Justin Paul. And another Casey McQuiston book, Red, White, and Royal Blue. I saw this movie, loved it. I have not read the book, and that's probably why, because I've already seen the movie. But I hear a lot of people rate this 5 stars, so I really eventually have to give this a chance. More Nicholas Sparks books. I love it. Okay. I got The Rescue, The Guardian, The Last Song, which I'm really excited to read this one. I saw this movie and absolutely loved it. Cried. The Choice, same thing. Movie, cried. And that's all the Nicholas Sparks books I have for you. The next book I have for you is The Time Traveler's Wife, and this book is heavy. This is a hefty book. I don't know if it's like the pages, but like, look how small this book is. Like, this isn't a big book, but it's heavy. This is heavier than the hardcover books I have. And I got it at Goodwill for only $2 though. Called Well Met by Jen DeLuca. By the way, this is by Audrey Niffenegger. I hope I said that right. So, I thought it was cute. I saw the cartoon cover and instantly had to get it, so I have no idea what it's about. Next is more of like literary fiction. But that's My Dark Vanessa by Kate Elizabeth Russell. I'm actually kind of nervous to read this one. This is called A Man Called Ove by Frederick Backman. I saw this movie and the movie, oh my goodness, cried. If you haven't seen the movie, it's called A Man Called Otto. I have no idea why they changed his name. I really like the movie, so I'll probably eventually give this a chance. This is Lore by Alexandra Bracken. It's a Greek mythology. This is my March TBR. Knights and Rodante by Nicholas Sparks. I got Love on the Brain by Ali Hazelwood. She's one of my favorite authors. My favorite book by her is Love Theoretic. You should go read that. That is my 5-star read by her. Love it. Another Greek mythology book, which is the author of A Song of Achilles. Circe by Madeline Miller. My husband is actually Greek, so I gotta read the Greek mythology, right? Love in the Time of Serial Killers by Alicia Thompson. I'm a little nervous about this because I heard mixed opinions. I hear like a lot of people don't like this book. And then this one I'm really excited for, which is Heartless by Marissa Meyer. This is about like, I think like an origin story of the Queen of Hearts from Alice in Wonderland. So I would love to read this. So those are all the books that are on my physical TBR. I have a lot. Yep. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If there are any books that you have read and really enjoyed, let me know in the comments. So yeah, like and subscribe, and I will see you guys next time.